In this video, I'm going to share with you 3 causes for anxiety that you might not have heard of before. What is going on, guys? My name is Usman and I help people thrive in body and mind. Today we're talking about anxiety, and I'm going to share with you guys 3 causes for anxiety that people don't really speak about. People don't really talk about. Maybe there's shame around it, maybe there's this, that. But these are potentially unheard of, and I'm here to share them with you because they might be causing anxiety for you. So the first one is a bit more directed towards males, towards the brothers. But of course, stay tuned for the other 2 and 3 because they're applicable to everyone. The first one, as you can see, we ain't holding back here. We ain't holding back. The first one is too much ejaculation, guys. Too much ejaculation. I know I've written ejaculation, but what I mean is too much. I'm talking masturbating every day. I'm talking ejaculating every day. I'm talking going to bed at night. I'm talking going to bed at night, getting up a new private web browser window on your phone, and just going to town. Do you know what I'm saying? Now, there's science behind this, right? There is science behind this, but I'm not going to go too deep into that. All I know and feel, and what resonates deeply with me, is that our life force energy is within our sperm, brothers. Our life force energy is within that. And what do I mean by that? I mean that within one cell, and there's millions of sperm cells within one load of ejaculation, right? Within one serving. There's so many of these sperm cells, and just one has the potential to create another life as it interacts with the egg, of course. But this potential energy is so great and so high and so powerful that it has the ability to create another human being with thoughts, feelings, opinions. You know, this other human being could change the world. So just think about how powerful your juice is. And if you're wasting that too often, too regular, one of the prices that we must pay as men is anxiety. And oftentimes, in my experience, actually is depression, because these 2 things are kind of interconnected, anxiety and depression, right? So I hope that makes sense. If you got any questions about that, if you want to ask more questions about this, please comment below. Brothers, I'm here, do you know what I mean, to talk about a lot of stuff that other people don't talk about, and I'm repping us guys together. I'm repping humanity. I'm here to speak out, you know what I'm saying? So, let's move on anyway. Point number 2, this one's applicable to everyone, so don't worry. The second cause for anxiety that you might not really be thinking about is sugar consumption. So, refined sugar consumption, I'm talking the white sugar, I'm talking that white powder, right? That devilish substance that they seem to be putting in everything. Do you know what I mean? But of course it's in the chocolates and the sweets and etc. But you might find it in your ketchup. Do you know what I mean? You might find it in hummus. You know, you might find it in your ready meals. Do you know what I'm saying? Refined sugar, this is a really interesting one. When the refined sugar goes into our bodies, our respiration, our breathing speeds up. Right? When we intake refined sugar, there's a whole process which happens within the body. Whole process, like the blood cells expand or contract or something, I don't know, whatever. But what I know is this, right? The rate at which we breathe is affected instantly, and our immune system is affected instantly when we consume refined sugar. So what happens to our breathing is we start taking in more breaths per minute. We start breathing faster, in other words, and if we breathe faster, we think faster. When we think faster, we're oftentimes experiencing stress or anxiety. So it's all connected here, guys. It's all connected. The sugar goes into the body, the breath speeds up, the thinking speeds up, and then we're in an anxious state of mind. This might have something to do with the acid-alkaline balance of the body. I'm not going to go too much into that. The body is trying to bring more oxygen in through breathing faster or breathing more. And that is an attempt to rebalance the chemistry of the body because the sugar has just sent it way out of balance. So if you're consuming a lot of refined sugar and you're feeling anxious, hey, cause and effect. Start living your life like a scientist instead of just feeling like you're randomly feeling anxious or you've diagnosed yourself with ADHD. It's like you damn yourself to these conditions without actually thinking that there's a cause and effect. Take back your power, do you know what I mean? You're not an anxious human being. You're experiencing anxiety right now, perhaps. But it doesn't mean you're going to be experiencing it forever. Guys, I've been through it, you know what I mean? Last year I didn't want to live. I was anxious, depressed, etc. These things are temporary and fleeting, and you can be free from them. So sugar, also like I said with ejaculation, vice versa with the anxiety and depression. These two guys, man, they get me down. They get me downtown. If I'm ejaculating too much, if I'm eating too much sugar, no sir, Usman is not vibing at his best. Do you know what I'm saying? So let's move on to the third reason that I'm going to share with you guys, and I'm also going to offer you guys a potential solution at the end. So let's keep on moving on. The third, and this is an interesting one, very simple. The third potential cause for anxiety that you might not have heard of is D. What's coming next? Can you guess? Hi. Dehydration. Bumba. Dehydration, guys. Dehydration. Now, quite similarly to sugar, refined sugar. I need to make that clear. Refined. I'm not talking a tangerine. I'm not talking a date. I'm not talking a melon. I'm not talking grapes. I'm talking Haribo. I'm talking jelly beans. I'm talking Lucozade. Do you know what I'm saying? All of that nonsense, man. The third is dehydration. Now, similarly to refined sugar, dehydration affects the rate at which we breathe. And isn't it funny, we keep coming back to the breath? Maybe ejaculation's all about the breath as well. Do you know what I'm saying? But what happens is, when our breath changes, our mind state changes. The state of our mind changes. The speed of our thinking changes. And so as we become dehydrated, respiration is a process that actually requires a certain amount of water. So when we don't have that water within our bodies because we're dehydrated, the rate of breathing goes up. Therefore, the rate of thinking goes up. And therefore, we experience states of stress and anxiety. Bumba. There we go. It's all connected, guys. It's all connected. But what did we learn, especially from these two here? That it all actually comes back to the breath. And this is one of the fundamental, if not the fundamental principle of meditation. So if you want to learn how to meditate, you want to dissolve anxiety and the myriad number of issues and challenges that we experience within the mind, head to my website and go and learn how to meditate, guys. Go and learn how to meditate. There's a series there. There's a course that is designed to teach you from the absolute basics, designed for everyone, for every Tom, Dick or Harry. I've taught people to meditate that have got ADHD. There's a kid that I used to teach mathematics to. I used to do private tuition. And this kid was diagnosed with ADHD. And he was identified with it. And I was watching this kid drinking Coke and fizzy drinks and sugar and all stuff like that. I'm like, bro, didn't your mum think of... And so whenever we would start class, his thinking would be all over the place. His mind would be all over the place. I said, bro, before we start our class today, we're going to start with a breathing exercise. We did a breathing exercise together. This kid was 15 at the time, by the way, right? This was about 4 years ago. Now, we did this breathing exercise. And I taught him a very, very, very simple practice that I teach in my course, if you go to the website and check it out. And this technique that I taught him was all about coming to his senses. And when he experienced that, when he experienced the present moment and truly being concentrated and focused, he couldn't believe it. He actually told me that he didn't want it to end and he just wanted to sit there in meditation for the class. He said, yo, I didn't want that to end, bro. I didn't want that to end. And I'm like, seriously? Wow. This kid was diagnosed with ADHD, but he's vibing with meditation. 4 years later, guy sends me a message on WhatsApp telling me that he's still meditating, that he loves to do it, that it helps him so much with his mental health. So this is the thing, guys. You know what I'm saying? If you've identified yourself with anxiety, if you've identified yourself with it, or if you're just living your life and you've randomly encountered a bout of anxiety, take a look at these three things, guys. Are you wanking too much? Do you know what I'm saying? Are you wanking too much, be honest? Are you eating too much sugar? Easter time, do you know what I mean? The Easter eggs are out. The Easter eggs are out and they're dangerous. The geometry matters. Do you know what I'm saying? The geometry makes a difference. And are you dehydrated? Drink some water, man, do you know what I mean? Drink water, especially if you're smoking weed, guys. Drink plenty of water, especially before you go to sleep. Try and eat foods that contain water. You know, let's just get that water into our bodies. Make sure we're breathing deeply as well. So, that is the end of this video, guys. I hope it was helpful. Again, if you want to learn about meditation, you want to learn how to meditate, head on, hit the link in the description below, and it'll take you through a process where you can really learn how to master your mind, emotions, and dissolve anxiety, depression, and all the other challenges that we chose here as human beings to go through. So that's enough for me today, guys. I'm checking out with strength and love. If you liked the video, if you got any questions, queries, thoughts, responses, ideas, experiences, whatever it might be, send a comment below, men and women. Get in touch. Get in touch with me. Let's communicate. Like the video if you liked it. Subscribe to the channel and hit the notification bell if you want to see more videos from yours truly.